By DJ Event Planner, Electra Voice, DJ Trivia and DJ Bingo, ProX Direct, NLFX Pro, Promo Only, Odyssey Cases, Perfect Portals, JMOZ Lighting, Instant DJ Requests, and our DJNTV Insiders. This is John Young from DJNTV. Thanks for watching.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hanging with Howie. And as always, I have my number one wingman, Rhinus Red.
Well, not always, but sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you throw me under the bus. That's true.
It's true, yeah. I'm here tonight.
Yeah. And, of course, my road dog and good friend, John Cawley from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, Howie.
And I hope I remember to say this right. We have
McIntee.
DJ Tom McIntee.
Yes.
And he is the only person that I could get hold of that actually, because he lives so close, that was able to attend NAMM. And we had a nice chat the other night about it. And he saw some interesting things, not necessarily new products, but Tom, you were actually, you did get to see what was talked about in the earlier show, the ADJ booth. I guess they had several. They had an outside stage using the Avante line arrays. And tell us about that. You were very impressed with that.
Yes, it really sounded nice and everything. When I got over there, they were warming up the axe and everything with I forgot the lady's name. But I watched the gentleman doing his thing and saw a couple of guys from ADJ outside. We talked for a little bit. Listened to the performance for about a half an hour. I was walking back towards the venue area. I was about maybe 300 or 400 feet away, and they put on the Hotel California song. You hear that big thump in the ground.
That is the song that Chuck Green loves to play. He will play that song on loop forever and ever, and he's an Avante. So that's the live version.
Yeah, I can hear
the live version. Yes.
Every demo room I've been in the last 10 years has used that song for their various models of speakers.
It's Chuck Green's favorite.
Yeah.
Gotta be. Every time I see Chuck Green, here, listen to Hotel California through the speakers. Okay. It's his thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For sound tests, I use something like Dire Straits or something. You know.
Tom, what model Avantes were those? Do you know?
No, I don't. They were pretty small, little one, about that big and so deep. And, you they kind of hang like the big ones,
Oh, really? You can fly them.
Yeah. Actually, it was a J. It was configured in a J. And the picture I saw online, it was a full stage with the top and everything, the trussing.
10 on one side, 10 on the other side. Sorry.
Yeah. And they also had a black background, and they're featuring their video screens, which they're selling a lot of. Eric actually bought his video screen. He bought the IP version because he does a lot in the snow. Now you had mentioned a few other things about that particular stage. It was a band and not a DJ, but they did have
there was no DJ on there. No, they were just playing a lot of background music from the sound booth towards the back. And they had another stage over on the east side with the Yamaha, and
Mm-hmm.
That was loud too. And everything. You can't miss that one when you're walking in. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you, how you could have had a dream with all the power and everything that they had.
Mm. So were they the only two large outdoor stages? Mm-hmm.
And they had some others performing. I saw it looked like a parade of road cases on forklifts going around the building, and they had people playing drums and everything, and gentlemen talking during the middle of the venue area on the outside. It was nice and everything.
So it was kind of like a drum circle type thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They also had a mariachi group.
Very cool.
From one of the schools or top line. So they had a lot of kids there because I saw the school buses parked across the other side of the venue, and it was neat. Of course, Pioneer had their room upstairs, the cocktail room area, and RCF was on the other side. I went over to the other side, the RCF side. I could hear all the wall shaking and everything. And I go, the guy's just sitting there going, getting ready for the next people that come in for the seminar and everything. But yeah, it was cool.
I found a picture of those line arrays on stage if you want to see it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, go ahead, so everybody can see it. Yeah.
Real quick. Yeah, I won't bore anybody with this for too long, but if you can see that, yeah, they're relatively small. And yeah, you're right. They're flown.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. What do they have there? I'm counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 per side. So there's 20 pieces.
Wow, that's some coin there. Even though they're a little bit lower in price than some other brands, it's still a lot of money.
I think Avante is really doing stuff in kind of I would say kind of almost the same way that ADJ does stuff, where they were trying to make it affordable. So affordable pro audio, and compact is good too.
The price point, and now when we talked earlier, Tom. You had asked me a question, and you said, why did they have some of the subs turned around back? Go for it, Brian. You know why, right?
Oh, well, they were probably in cardioid mode.
Cardioid, exactly. And what does cardioid mode do for a band or a DJ?
It's supposed to focus the sub more in an outward firing pattern. So opposed to just being like a big 360 around the sub, it's supposed to just force the sound out towards the audience. Mm-hmm. That's my understanding of it. Just a layman explanation of it.
Right. It's exactly what it is, because there are, I found out that, you could have 8 subs and you put them all facing out. You're like, why is it so loud in the booth? Well, a speaker makes sound going forward and backwards.
Right. Well, the sub does, because it's just vibrations. Essentially, it's those low frequencies of 40 hertz and below kind of things in the sub. So,
and there's, we won't get technical, but when you face one backwards, it's like sine waves that cross over each other. And when they cross over, they can't. There's a cancellation, and with the magic of the new electronics and so forth, they can cancel it going backwards to the stage and push it all out towards the audience. So
it makes total sense for a venue like the NAMM stage outdoors, because there's probably something going on directly behind there. Right. And if they didn't put it in cardioid mode, they'd be disturbing whatever's trying to happen over here. So it's very functional for them.
Sure. So Tom, tell us, what else did you get to see there then as the local?
I saw some new stuff from Odyssey. They have a fold-out booth with LED screens in it, and it was really neat and everything. And
built? You mean built right into it?
Yeah. Well, a fold-out facade. You put your DJ booth behind it and everything, and it had different LED patterns and everything. And it's kind of cool. I talked to Dave about it, and it's a little pricey, but It's up to the individual, road cases, again, they have everything from the plastic stuff to the super suitcases to put all the lights in. I even got a kick out of the refrigerator bar area that they had. So they're keeping cold water for everybody that comes by and everything. That was kind of nice and everything.
Yeah, I thought, hey, being in June, what was the temperature like there?
It was about in 70s or whatever, 70s.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
There's a phenomenon in the area that they call June gloom. Tom knows all about it, and it's something to do with the Santa Ana and all that. But typically, it's cloudy and cooler in the first part of the day, and then it warms up like what, Tom, after 1 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So June is weird like that in that area.
Yeah, because I would have thought that like when they traditionally had it in January, that's like, because it's so close to Disneyland, it could be almost like a vacation and a business trip. And where it's cold where we are, hey, I'm going somewhere warm. But now, in John's earlier show, he said next year it's going to be in April.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to slowly inch it back to February.
You think so? Yeah.
Well, sense. They are. I mean, I'm sorry, it's January. The ultimate goal is 2024 or January. That's where they're trying to get to.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's where it belongs. So with NAMM, I mean, the way it's worked for my lifetime anyway, is that companies typically operate in a cycle. So they'll have like the NAMM show, and the NAMM show will be where they sometimes do product debuts. And sometimes the products that they debut are not even available yet. In fact, the big joke was NAMM stood for not available, maybe May. So here it is. It's we're going to see what your interest is in this. If you really like it, we'll decide how many we're going to order. And it's about a 90-day turnaround is what it is. And since probably, since they had the Olympics over in China and they changed the labor laws, you can't make people just work around the clock. They got to do 40-hour weeks. So it went from a 60 to a 90-day turnaround. So the way things have functioned is that, during the year, we're going to come up with a product, and our goal is a NAMM release. So we're going to have a prototype approved and ready for NAMM. And then, we're going to have it ordered and ready to come over, hopefully available March or May. That's typically how it works. So it's like a rhythm, right? So COVID happens, right? And not only does that screw up all the shipping channels, which we know are screwed up, but I know that a lot of R&D guys were furloughed. So they weren't able to develop any products. I don't know what was going on in China, but I know a lot of people weren't taking trips to China.
And also that chip factory burned down.
There's been all kinds of issues. So everything's screwed up now.
Yeah.
And I think they're hoping, and this is just an educated guess of mine, I think they're hoping by 2024 we can get a rhythm back. So
I would love that. I would love that. John, do you have any questions for Tom at all?
What day did you attend out of the three?
I attended Saturday.
Saturday. And as far as crowds and attendance?
When I got down, after I got out of Fullerton, I had to go drop off something and talk to somebody. I got down on Harbor right by Disneyland. I could go, okay, well, normal crowds of parents with their kids and all of this, and I'm looking to see if the people have their NAMM badges or whatever, this and that. It just looked more like a typical normal day at Disneyland and everything. And,
you could pick out the musicians and the DJs and the parents going to Disneyland.
When I went and did the parking, of course, the lady goes, well, if you're going to be here at Disneyland, this is how much. And if you're going to be here for NAMM, it's only this much. And so the parking area had all these buses and everything. It wasn't even full, and it still wasn't full when I got.
Wow.
after around 6:30 or whatever. But surprised. But the when you got closer to the venue, it was you had to go through a lot of security stuff, because every time you walk outside the fence, you have to show your badge and your driver's license and everything. They want to make sure you're somebody from outer space or something.
Well, the way they've done it in the past, and it just has worked out, is, if you don't know, Disneyland is right across the street from the Anaheim Convention Center. And I mean right across the street. Like, you can be at the NAMM show and look over and see roller coasters. It's that close.
Oh, yeah.
So it's right. Is it Harbor or Catella? I don't remember what that street is.
Harbor is the street goes north and south. Catella runs east and west.
Yeah, see, I get directionally insane when I'm down there. I think it's Catella. It's across from Catella, but directly across the street. So they're sharing, the NAMM community and Disney are essentially sharing the same hotels. So in January, this is not peak season for Disney. All the kids have gone back to school, so they're not on Christmas break. Everything's kind of back to normal, and this is not like peak season for Disney, which is great because there's hotels available and there's restaurants available and there's parking and all these things. We're putting it in June. Gee, the kids just got out of school.
Yeah.
So although there may not have been a lot of parking there from locals, those hotels are full for sure, with people, just coming in there right after school, going on their vacation. It just sounded like a nightmare to me, which is why I didn't even pursue it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike Tom, I can't just drive there from somewhere. I've got to be there close.
Yeah.
So I either had to sofa surf, which quite frankly, I'm getting a little too old for. I have to find somebody who's willing to let me sleep on their sofa and drive me to NAMM and pick me up every day. Mm-hmm. Or I just stay home this time around.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing too, I would say 9 out of the 10 people that I ask said, no, I'm not going because I have an event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was able to get back into the casino again on Friday.
Right. You worked. John worked. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, January, I've just always done NAMM in January, so there's nothing going on for me. It's not even on my radar to do a gig,
Exactly.
Those last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, but April will probably be a little easier, but January is going to be back into the rhythm of off season for Disney. Mm-hmm. And the weather is typically, they'll tell you, oh, it's going to be 69 degrees today, but with the sun, it's 80. That's just California. And then at night, you're usually wearing a sweatshirt.
Wow.
That's January. So it's still nice. You're not freezing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll rain or whatever, but whatever. It's still a nice break for us Midwesterners to go out there because,
right.
It's sub-zero temperatures here.
Rain in January for the NAMM show. And you have to carry umbrellas sometimes.
Sometimes. So you got to see Jay.
Yes.
And obviously Christian at the booth. What did their booth look like?
They had different stations with the different setups. They had some with turntables and controllers, computers, and demonstrations all day and everything. And
so did they actually do last year in Atlantic City? They actually had a presentation where they would show things, and they had a big screen that would show different things. Did they do that sort of thing as well?
Yes.
And how about did they have a station where you could put your hands on the new gears, like the Rev 1 and the Rev 7?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, Pioneer always does a nice job like that.
I know they had a couple high-profile DJs come in. I couldn't tell you who they were. It's all DJ Wiki to me, but they're high-profile DJs.
Yeah. Right.
And I guess there was some new studio monitors that they were able to debut there.
Oh, I did hear they were bringing speakers, as
but they're studio monitors. It's not like a performance speaker. It's more of a production speaker. I've got a set here, not those obviously, but I've got an old set of Pioneer monitors. They do a nice job with their monitors. Very impressive.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good. So, I guess there's not much more we can say about NAMM except that it was smaller this year and it's going to keep moving until it gets back to normal.
The report I got though, Howie, was that it was busy, or at least ADJ was busy and Pioneer was busy.
Well, Pioneer's always busy. Yeah.
Well, a lot of the usual suspects were not able to come. Some of the big buyers. Just because it didn't jive. And also, Infocom's happening too. So they got to decide, do I go to Infocom or do I go to NAMM? So some people who opted to go to Infocom didn't make it to NAMM. However, the DJ/lighting area, which I believe is in Hall A, was like the busy place at NAMM. That's where everybody was. So although, if the attendance was down, if some companies weren't there, if some people couldn't make it, our particular place in the market, those areas were quite busy.
Well, that's
the report I got today.
That surprises me because I know, because it's, musical manufacturers, that includes instruments like guitars and complete band instruments for like high school and college bands, where someone would come and spend a big bit of coin. Because I know we have a rental house here that rents to the schools. They'll rent the tubas and saxophones and so forth, and then they recondition them each year. And then the next, class comes in, and here's your tuba.
Right. No, NAMM is everything music, and National Association of Music Merchants. It's grand pianos, it's oboes, it's harmonicas.
Oh my goodness!
But it's become. I know anyway, Hall 5, or they've been doing a better job help me with my word.
Compartmentalizing.
There you go. Things there where they used to just have it all scattered to the wind. They would willy-nilly assign booths to manufacturers, but now they're doing a much better job of kind of putting things together. Like the lighting and Pioneer, kind of, for example, they're together. There's a new hall. I don't remember what it's called. And that's usually where you find all the PA stuff, or most of the PA stuff. What's the new hall, Tom?
I think it's the one over by the turtle show.
Do they call it J?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's a brand new building. We watched it being built for like a year or two. They took a structure out and put this new building in. And that's where you find a lot of your microphones and speakers. Not exclusively. There are some things in A as well, but they're doing a better job of putting things in groups. So
Jay is going to say they built the new hall and named it after him when he comes back.
No, he doesn't even go there.
I saw something that was really interesting in the Yamaha upstairs in the the area on the outside. They had a young gentleman. Anybody could play this piano. They had the foot pedal and everything. Now, what made it so unusual? This was an electric type of, looked like a big piano and everything. They mounted it to the wall. I mean, instead of being this way, it was this way.
Right.
And the person sitting there on the piano bench, and he's taking his hands and going, then, and all this stuff. And I go, oh man, this is kind of cool and everything. And so I got pictures of it and or a video.
Now, would the piano, did it open up, or did they have speakers?
There was it looked like a bunch of stuff, like electronic stuff on it and everything. So
the top was off of it, even though it was mounted to the wall.
It was kind of creepy playing it. I go, well, at least if you move into a house and you want to put your piano in, you can hang it up on the wall.
So if Howie ever goes to NAMM, if he ever makes it to NAMM, I bet you it would be very difficult to get him out of the basement. Tom knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got the arena, which is where Elvis performed and whatever, but they use it as a hall. You've got A, B, C. I don't know. And like I said, I think the new one's J. That's where like
they didn't use the shell because they closed that off.
Oh, they did. Okay, this closed off the arena. But anyway, that's like where your mainstream stuff is. That's your Yamaha, your ADJ, Chauvet, Pioneer, whatever. There's a basement, all right, and it turns into Tijuana down there. It's like a flea market, and it's resistors and it's weird stuff, and it's like a swap meet, but it's like a swap meet for tech. It's goofy, and like that's where you go to get like your horn drivers. Like you just buy the drivers, or you go down there to get your really inexpensive Chinese lights. But you can't go down there to find things to build things with. Like that's why I think that would be your joint. You would live in the basement at NAMM if you ever went.
And maybe I could find some new stuff like this. Ooh,
dude, it's full of stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
It even opens up and everything. Oh,
I mean,
man.
I go down there because there's usually good food down there.
Oh,
but I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. I mean, it's just this weird, like bargain basement NAMM area, but it's these people who are making these products in other countries, and they're coming over and showcasing them for builders and manufacturers. They do well down there, but it's just it's a neat area. So it's not all nice and polished like you've seen in the pictures. You go down there. Yeah,
you're gonna get your hands dirty, and you got to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
No, but that sounds great though for small, entrepreneurs just starting out. They want to get their name out there. They want to be seen.
Right.
Like, hey, we like this. Hey.
Well, hey, we make this speaker. Hey, we make this cabinet. Hey, let's get together and form a company. It's that kind of stuff that happens down there. That's where these deals are made and these connections are made. But they just have weird stuff. And I could just see you down there, like living down there.
Yeah.
Well, bye, Howie. He went down the escalator. We'll see him in a couple days.
Yeah.
Because that would be your joint down there. You're that guy who builds things.
Yeah.
From the tunnel to Disneyland for all.
So I'm just picking up a couple of things. We see a U-Haul rental backing up, beep, beep, beep to the door. It's like, I guess he found a few more than a couple of bags of stuff.
The underground trains.
I saw a big truck pull out here. It said Dark Star on the side of it. It's huge.
Just a big black star on the side of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Hey, this is more than I thought we would get out of this, being that, it's so small and whatnot. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Brian, for helping out and being my co-host. And Tom, thank you so much for your information.
Just so you know, you ever heard the phrase, if a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears it, did it make a noise? It's the same thing with NAMM. If NAMM happens and Tom doesn't attend, did NAMM happen?
Did it happen?
Because Tom's been a fixture at NAMM forever and ever and ever.
Me and my girlfriend, yes.
Very cool.
It felt a little different without her this time. So.
Well, of course. But, I mean, how many years have you been going to NAMM, Tom?
It's been about 6 since the last time.
Oh, come on, more than that.
Oh, no. I started going to NAMM in 87.
So I was thinking it was like 67 because you're like, you are Mr. NAMM. You know everyone there, too. Tom knows everybody.
Oh, yeah. You never know who you can run into. Ted and Alfred.
Sure. But, yeah, anyway, sorry. Thank you, Howie. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in. And, hey, as always, if you have an idea for a show or even questions,
keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. We don't want nothing.
We don't care.
Just, this will be up next week as a likely lead in to Brian's music show on Tuesday. So leave comments in the YouTube section. I always monitor them. And we've gotten some great ideas for shows. So if you have any ideas that you would like us to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments. Until then, we'll see you next week. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow to Brian's show with Jay if Jay makes it. Good night, all.